Well, folks, welcome to our Wednesday midweek prayer video. Um, as you may know, I am in self-isolation here, having tested positive for COVID on Sunday. Here I am in the spare room of our house on day 3, being kept well away from the family. Now, I know we've all been through lockdown, and many will have been through some kind of isolation and self-isolation, so I'm kind of late to the party in that. Well, it's not really a party, is it? But you know what I mean. But even so, it's been an insightful experience, certainly for me. Isolating in a room is hardly imprisonment, is it? Here I am. I'm not forcibly kept here. I have a TV, a phone, sofa bed, pictures on the wall, remind me of London. I have family the other side of the door bringing me meals and chat. I was able to go out for a short walk along the pavement of the main road yesterday, just to get some fresh air and keeping away from everyone. But even that was a little strange. I turned around before anyone came too close or came my way, and I got back to the safety of my room here. For a moment, I just wondered if even 48 hours in confinement meant I'd become institutionalized. But yesterday morning, when I was kind of pondering and thinking about all of this, I was eating a yogurt, and I realized I'd lost my sense of taste. It's hardly grave, is it? This is hardly imprisonment, and that's hardly a grave matter, not being able to taste food. But you do start to realise you take some things for granted in the normal course of life. You realise that losing a sense makes a difference, and it's undoubtedly more impactful for other senses than taste and smell. My brother-in-law, Simon, not Brent, who you met on Sunday a week ago, but another one, Simon, had phoned up and rightly reminded me that these experiences are good for us, actually, to get insight into how things are for others that we don't appreciate. He'd fallen off his bike a few years ago and broken his pelvis, and he said it was really insightful to learn what it was to be confined in what he could do, to be pushed around a bit in a wheelchair, to be helped in various ways, to be dependent. I recalled a verse which I think I've shared before in a sermon, but really does strike me. Let me read it to you. Jesus speaking to Peter from John 21, verse 18. I tell you the truth. When you were younger, you dressed yourself and went where you wanted. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and someone else will dress you and lead you where you do not want to go. Now, Jesus is speaking about Peter's death, of course. But there is something profound here, isn't there, about the way life will go, about discipleship, about having to come to terms with dependence, with things not going as we might have hoped or expected or wanted, with the realization that we need to depend on others, we will depend on others, and we need to depend on God. I think about this, and I think about people I've spoken to who are coming to terms with having to give up driving, for example, and the independence of that, or having to have people into their home to do for them what they used to be able to do for themselves as they stretch out their hands and someone else dresses them. Or realizing that they will never return to the home they once knew. As you take time to pray now, perhaps we each have things that we need to humbly realize before God about what we take for granted, about how we need to depend on others, about how we need to depend on God. Perhaps there are people we know who need our prayers as they face some of these things. people who are facing prison or going through that confinement, people who are in a place where their life is in the care of others, people who are struggling with ill health and infirmity and what it might mean for them, how it might restrict them. Those who are coming to terms with these challenges to their own independence and expectations. May God grant them and each one of us the grace to trust him, to look to him daily, and to be grateful for all that he has given us. Amen.